মাধব কুঞ্জ বিহারী গোপীজন বল্লভ গিরিবরধারী গোপীজন বল্লভ গিরিবরধারী যশোদানন্দন ব্রজজন রঞ্জন যশোদানন্দন ব্রজজন রঞ্জন যমুনা তীর বনচারী যমুনা তীর বনচারী জয় রাধা মাধব কুঞ্জ বিহারী জয় রাধা মাধব কুঞ্জ বিহারী হরে কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে হরে রাম হরে রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে 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 কৃষ্ণ 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 হরে 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 রাম 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 হরে হরে জয় রাধা গিরিধারী রাধে জয় জগন্নাথ জয় বলদেব জয় সুভদ্রা জয় গৌরনিতাই জয় গৌরনিতাই জয় জয় প্রভুপাদ জয় জয় প্রভুপাদ নিতাই গৌর হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল হরি বল হরে কৃষ্ণ।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. And Abhay Charan Das Prabhu, you want to read the Leela Amrit?
Yes, Prabhu, I can do.
Okay.
Bhaktivedanta Swami made his rounds of institutions and booksellers in Bombay. He now had an advertisement showing himself with Prime Minister Shastri, and he also had the Prime Minister's letter and the Ministry of Education's purchase order for 50 volumes. Still, he was getting only small orders. Then he decided to visit Shumati Morarji, head of the Scindia Steamship Company. He had heard from his godbrothers in Bombay that she was known for helping sadhus and had donated to the Bombay Gaudiya Math. He had never met her, but he was remembered the 1950 promise by one of her officers to arrange half-fare passage for him to America. Now he wanted her help for printing Srimad Bhagavatam. But his first attempt to arrange a meeting were unsuccessful, frustrated at being put off by Mrs. Morarji's officers. He sat down on the front steps of her office building, determined to catch her attention as she left for the day. The lone sadhu certainly caused some attention as he sat quietly chanting for 5 hours on the steps of the Scindia Steamship Company building. Finally, late that afternoon, Mrs. Morarji emerged in a flurry of business talks with her secretary, Mr. Choksi. Upon seeing Bhaktivedanta Swami, she stopped. "Who is the gentleman sitting here?" she asked Mr. Choksi. "He has been here for 5 hours," the secretary said. "All right, I will come," she said, and walked up to where Bhaktivedanta Swami was sitting. He smiled and stood, offering namaskar with his folded palms. Shami, what can I do for you? She said. Bhaktivedanta Swami told her briefly of his intentions to print the third volume of Srimad Bhagavatam. I want to help me, he said. All right, Mrs. Moraji said, we can meet tomorrow because it is getting late. Tomorrow you can come and we will discuss. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshura Militamena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Saptakanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So reading from Srimad Bhagavatam today. This is from the fourth canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. The verse is number 27. It is from chapter 23, Maharaj Prithu going back home. So this is a very nice verse, and we'll first recite this verse, and then we can look at the meaning of the verse. Hare Krishna. So I'll make it a little bit bigger for everyone to see better. Isham durapam kim tvanyam martyanam bhagavat padam bhuvi lola yuso yevai neshkarmyam sadhyantyuta. Isham durapam kim tvanyam martyanam bhagavat padam bhuvi lola yuso yevai neshkarmyam sadhyantyata. Tesham durapam kim tvanyam martyanam bhagavat padam bhuvi lola yuso yevai neshkarmyam sadhyantuta. Tesham durapam kim tvanyam martyanam bhagavat padam bhuvi lola yuso yevai neshkarmyam sadhyantuta. So you can read if you want to read this verse. Please take turns to read.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, I am reading.
Hare Krishna.
Tesham durapam kim anyan martanam bhagavat padam bhuvi lalayusho yogoi nishkarmam shadayanti yuta.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Madhav.
Tesham durapam kim tvanyan mortanam bhagavat padam bhuvi lolayusha yevoi nishkarmyam sadhayantyuta.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Okay, so someone can read the synonyms. So I'll put the synonyms here. So yeah, someone can read the synonyms.
Try, Prabhu.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. I'll just try. Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah, okay.
Tesham of them. Durapam, difficult to obtain. Kim, what? Tu, but. Anyat, anything else. Martyanam, of the human beings. Bhagavat Padam, the kingdom of God. Bhuvi, in the world. Lola, flickering. Ayusha, span of life. Ye, those. Why, certainly. Naishkarmyam, the path of liberation. Sadhayanti, execute. Uta, exactly. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Hare Krishna. And then we have the translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So yes, someone can read the translation as well.
Thank you,
Hare
Shraddha.
Krishna. You go, Mataji.
Thank you. Translation. In this material world, every human being has a short span of life, but those who are engaged in devotional service go back home, back to Godhead, for they are actually on the path of liberation. For such persons, there is nothing which is not available.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Thank you. And someone, I don't have the paper on the screen, but someone can read it.
I'm sharing on. I'm showing. Oh, okay, I'm sharing on the screen.
Yes, Prabhuji, please. Yeah.
Someone can read from there.
Yeah. Okay.
So can someone read from there?
Hare Krishna.
Yes, someone-
I will read the purport.
Okay, Mataji.
In Bhagavad Gita 9.33, Lord Krishna says, Antyam anushkam lokam imam prapya bhajasva mam. The Lord here declares that this material world is full of miseries, ashukam, and at the same time is very flickering, anityam. Therefore, one's only duty is to engage himself in devotional service. This is the best end to which human life can be put. Those devotees who are constantly engaged in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord achieve not only all material benefits, but also all spiritual benefits, for at the end of life, they go back home, back to Godhead. Their destination is described in this verse as Bhagavat Padam. The word Padam means abode, and Bhagavat means the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Thus, the destination of the devotees is the abode of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In this verse, the word Naishkaranyam, which means transcendental knowledge, is also significant. Unless one comes to the platform of transcendental knowledge and offers devotional service to the Lord, one is not perfect. Generally, the process of jnana, yoga, and karma are executed life after life before one gets a chance to render pure devotional service to the Lord. This chance is given by the grace of a pure devotee, and it is in this way only that one can actually attain liberation. In the context of this narration, the wives of the demigods repented because, although they had the opportunity of a birth in a higher planetary system, a lifetime spanning millions of years and all material comforts, they were not as fortunate as Prithu Maharaj and his wife, who were actually surpassing them. In other words, Prithu Maharaj and his wife scorned promotion to the higher planetary systems and even to Brahma Loka because the position which they were attaining was incomparable. In Bhagavad Gita 8.16, the Lord affirms, Abrahma Bhuvana Loka Punar Avritino Arjuna. From the highest planet in the material world to the lowest, all are places of misery wherein repeated birth and death take place. In other words, even if one goes to the highest planet, Brahmaloka, he has to return to the miseries of birth and death. In the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita 9.21, Lord Krishna also asserts, Te tam bhuktva sarva lokam vishalam, Krishna punya martya lokam vishanti. When they have thus enjoyed heavenly sense pleasure, they return to this mortal planet again. Thus, after exhausting the results of pious activities, one has to come again to the lower planetary systems and begin a new chapter of pious activities. It is therefore said in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.5.12, Naishkamyam api achyuta bhava prajitam. The path of liberation is not at all secure unless one attains the devotional service of the Lord. Even if one is promoted to the impersonal Brahma Jyoti, he runs every chance of falling down into this material world. If it is possible to fall down from the Brahma Jyoti, which is beyond the higher planetary systems in this material world, then what can be said of the ordinary yogis and karmis who can only be elevated to the higher material planets? Thus, the wives of the denizens of the higher planetary systems did not very much appreciate the results of karma, jnana, and yoga.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Radha Govinda Goswami Niti Namini Namaste Prabhupada Devam Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Grama Janya Nistarini Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namini Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschat Desha Tarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So thank you all the devotees for joining us this morning. So this is a very nice verse. Actually, the title of this chapter is Prithu Maharaj Going. What is the title of the chapter?
Maharaj Prithu going back home.
Prithu Maharaj going back home. Maharaj Prithu going back home. So is it only Prithu Maharaj going here?
His wife is also going.
His wife is also going. So this is very special. Maharaj Prithu going back home, and also his dear wife, whose name is? What's the name of the one? Archie. Yeah, Archie is also going. So Prithu Maharaj is going. Archie is also going. And they're all, both of them are going past the Deolok. They're going upwards. Which way they're going? They're going upwards. They're going towards the spiritual world. The spiritual world we know is, Lord Krishna is saying that it is the topmost destination. We know that Sargaloka, or the heavenly planets, are within the material world. And Prabhupada actually writes, Anityam Asukham Lokam. This is one of the verses from the Bhagavad Gita. Anityam and Asukham. One is, it is Anitya. Anitya means the place of temporary residence, or the place where we can only be temporarily. So Anityam and Asukha means there is no sukh. And there's also another verse we know in which Lord Krishna says that this place is Dukhalayam Asashvatam. Same. Asashvatam or Anityam and Dukhalayam, there's no sukh here. So Anityam Asukham Lokam Imam Prapya Bhajaswamam. Having attained this planet, one worships the Lord. Bhajatimam. So here the wives of the demigods are offering prayers. We know that there's so many prayers there, and the wives are now praying, and very, very relevant. Very relevant, because why is it so relevant here in this case? The wives praying, wives of the demigods praying. Because the wife of Archie is, the wife of Prithu Maharaj is going to the spiritual world, and the wives of the demigods are offering
Obeisances.
and also glorifying Archie. So very relevant. So yes, very, very relevant, because we see that the women are actually glorifying this great Archie, who is also in the body of a female, because the Maharaj Prithu has already gone, and then following Prithu Maharaj is Maharani Archi. So yes, very relevant prayers. And also, they are saying that in this lok, Bhuvi means this world, the Prithvi, Lola Yuso Yevai. That although the lifespan is very, very Lola Ayuso. Ayusaha means the
Lifespan.
lifespan. So Lola Yuso means very flickering, or that we can have 100 years, or we can have 80 years, we can have 60 years, or we can 30 years. No one knows when the body will be finished, when we will have to leave the body. We don't know, but very short lifespan. But in the Devlok, in the Swargaloka, the people live there, the Devatas live there for, is it also very short lifespan when compared to our lifespan here?
It's more longer.
Yeah, much more longer. So they live for, Prabhupada writes, they live for millions of years. So we know that our lifespan is very, very short when compared to the lifespan of the Devatas. So Bhuvi Lola Ayuso Yaivai. Certainly, we have got very short lifespan here, and any time it could be taken away. As Prahlad Maharaj says, that this human form of life is very, very rare, and it could be taken any time. So Bhuvi Lola Ayuso Yevai, certainly. So when compared to the lifespan of people in this world, the lifespan in the Swargaloka is much, much longer. And we know that when the Punya Karma is finished for the Devatas, what happens? Which way they go? They come downwards, or they go upwards?
Downwards. They have to come back to material world again.
Yeah, they come downwards. They come downwards, like the Devatas come down. So we know that in the Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada also quotes this verse, that Shine Punya Martalokam Vishanti. Shine Punya Martalokam Vishanti. Isham, what's the beginning of that? How does it start this verse? Tetam Bhuktva Sargalokam Vishalam Shine Punya Martalokam Vishanti. So there is so much of enjoyment. Sarvalokam Vishalam, this vast Swargaloka, and then so much of happiness there, a large quantity of happiness, and bodies are actually all meant for happiness, because it's the body that the Devatas have is very, very special. It is Bhog Yoni, Bhog Sharir. It is meant for enjoyment. It is not like our body, we get very, very tired even when we enjoy. We cannot even enjoy properly. Even enjoyment actually gives tiredness and boredness, and also makes our body weak. The enjoyment itself. Sometimes you go for some trip, you are enjoying, but what happens after the trip? You feel so tired.
You feel tired as well.
Yeah, we get very, very tired, and so this body is not actually designed for it. But the body that the Devatas have is meant for enjoyment. There is Apsaras, and the chastity is not lost. Even the Apsaras are specially designed. They can go with one Devata, and then they can go with another Devata. A very, very special kind of arrangement, and then they still remain chaste. So there is different kind of enjoyment in the Swargaloka. But the thing is, Tetam Bhuktva Sargolokam, Hine punya marta lokam vishanti. After the punya is finished, what happens? They come down. So if the devatas come down, how about the wives of devatas?
They also come down.
They also come down. So they come downwards. The devatas, after finishing their punya, they all come downwards. Right? Hine punya marta lokam vishanti. Marta lokam vishanti. But we see that the wives of the devatas are seeing Archi also following the husband, not downwards, but they are going upwards. Isn't it true? Husband is going upwards, and the wife is also following the husband and going upwards. Isn't it true? They're both going upwards. Husband going upwards, and the wife is following. Very special. And they are seeing that. They are seeing that, and that's why they're glorifying this very special Mataji Archi. So our ayu, bhuvi lola ayusu evai, very, very little, and any time it could be taken in this world, certainly. But we can see that neshkarmyam means, what is the meaning of neshkarmyam? Neshkarmyam. This word also appears in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. What's the meaning of neshkarmyam? Prabhupada writes that it is transcendental knowledge. But there's also other meanings of neshkarmyam. Neshkarmyam means any, of course,
Devotional service.
Devotional service, or anything that if you walk on the platform of transcendental knowledge, like you walk on that platform with the transcendental knowledge, like that's why there's a verse also in the Bhagavad Gita in which it is mentioned how we get that knowledge. How we get that knowledge? We approach
Spiritual one. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninastu padasham.
Very nice. Tad vidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya updekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshina. Yes, so we have to get that kind of knowledge, that transcendental knowledge, we have to accept, we have to approach one who has seen the truth. So, tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya abdekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattva darshina. One who has seen the truth. So approaching such a person and getting that knowledge and then acting on the platform of that knowledge. Like, of course, we have to save, and with humility, we get that kind of knowledge. And then saving, working on the platform of that knowledge, one becomes neshkarmya. And neshkarmya also means devotional service, path of devotional service, because that's why there is another, the word neshkarmya is very similar to word akarma. What is akarma? What is akarma? What is karma? What is akarma? What is vikarma?
Karma means, Prabhuji, an activities which has no other reaction. That means normally every activity has got a opposite and equal reaction. But the akarma means it has no reaction. In other words, it is a devotional service rendered to the Lord.
Well, it doesn't produce any pious or impious reaction. Like it doesn't produce a, like if you do pious karma, then we have to enjoy the results of that pious karma, like in Sargaloka or in this loka. And then when there is vikarma, this sinful karma, then it produces a reaction, you have to enjoy, you have to suffer the results. So you have to get a bad bath, or you may also have to go to the hellish planets to suffer because of that sinful karma. Now that karma which does not produce this kind of reaction, the pious reaction or the impious reaction, or the action by which we have to suffer or enjoy in this material world, that is neshkarmya, or that is our karma. That's why Lord Krishna says this, you should know what they are. You should understand. Karmano hyapi bodhavyam chavi karmana, akarmanas cha bodhavyam gahana karmano gati. So one should know what is karma, what is vikarma, and karma there means actually pious karma, and vikarma, and also akarma. And akarma here is neshkarmya. So because of neshkarmya, so we know that the devatas and the wives of the devatas actually cannot do this. They cannot actually, because it's not a body designed for or meant for neshkarmya. But here in this bhuvi, although they have the short lifespan, they are able to do this neshkarmya. They can perform this neshkarmya. Sadhyanti means performs this neshkarmya. So by performing this neshkarmya, or acting on the platform of transcendental knowledge, and that's neshkarmya or akarma. So what are they able to achieve? They're all, in this world, they've taken the human body. Martyanam, they're able to get what? Achieve what? Bhagavat Padam. Can the devatas attain that?
No, Prabhuji, they cannot.
No, they're not the devatas, because they're not eligible for Bhagavat Padam, or the Bhagavat means like Lord, and then Padam means is that position or Lord's abode, and that's that's described in the Bhagavad Gita. So one cannot obtain or attain Bhagavat Padam although they have long lifespan in the Swargaloka. So they are actually saying, look, Maharani Archi is so glorious. And look at us. We are all also wives, and we are in a higher position here. We are in the Swargaloka. We are not in the Martya Loka. We are not in the Bhuvi. We are not on the earthly planet. We are situated in a much higher Padam, a much higher platform now. But we don't have, we cannot attain that kind of destination that Maharani Archi is attaining here. It's not only Maharani Archi, we know that there are others who we can qualify, like we saw that who was going to the spiritual world, and then the mother was also following. Who was that?
Dhruva Maharaj, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Thank you, Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj was following the mother, like the mother was following Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj was going to the spiritual world, and in another airplane, the mother was following. So this is a very, very special arrangement of the Lord. We can see, we don't see the devatas having this kind of glorious destination, but we see those people who are on this planet, they have that kind of fortune, the great fortune of going straight to the spiritual world and going past the abode of the devatas. And devatas are thinking, oh, look, in a very such a short time they were able to, and they see so many. They see them, people taking birth, and then in their whole lifespan, how long does the devatas live? How long will the devatas live? Maximum how many, how long do they live? Yes, anyone? If you look in terms of, you don't have to give the number, years, but how long does it normally? Is also, they live for at most one manvantar. Because every manvantar we have a new set of devatas. Which manvantar are we living in now? It is called Vaivashvat manvantar. This is a manvantar in which the Manu is Vaivashvat Manu. So it's a Vaivashvat manvantar. And the lifespan is left roughly 700 Chaturyugas maximum. 700 Chaturyugas. That means 700 times, sorry, not 700, about 71 Chaturyugas. 71 Chaturyugas. Let me say one, we have Kali Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and we have Treta Yuga, and we have Satyuga. So we have Kali Yuga, the duration of Kali Yuga, everyone knows. What is the duration of Kali Yuga?
432,000.
Yeah, 432,000. And then Dwapar Yuga is 864,000. And the duration of Treta Yuga is 1,296,000. The duration of Satyuga is 1,728,000. All combined is 4.32 million years. And 4.32 million times about 71 roughly. And that is the duration of one manvantar. And in every devata actually changes. At most, a devata can live for that period, that much of time. That's about 71 manvantars. So as we can see how long their lifespan is. That's how long each devata lives, maximum. Of course, after otherwise, like they can also, when the punya is finished, they have to come down. So maximum is that much. But we see that despite all the long lifespan, they can't actually attain what the people of this Earth planet attain. And then they see so many taking birth, going to the spiritual world, taking birth, going to the spiritual world, taking birth, and they go past their own planets. So they are repenting. They're thinking, oh, this is so great. I don't have that opportunity, although I'm living so long. So they are actually repenting. So they are able to attain Bhagavad Padam, those people who are on this earth planet, but not them. So they are saying, Martyanam Bhagavad Padam Tisham Durapam Kim Tvanyam. What is not Durapam Kim Tvanyam? What is not? What is the meaning of that?
It is, for them, it's very difficult to obtain that.
What is not attainable for them? Durapyam. What is Durapyam for them? Kim and Tvanyam. What is, because if one can get the Bhagavad Padam, then what else is not attainable?
Everything is attainable.
That means everything is attainable. So what the devatas are not able to attain, what the wives are not able to attain, the wives of the devatas are not able to attain, although being in such a high planet, all those is attainable to people of this Bhuvi. So that is the great, greatness of this birth, this human birth. That is the greatness. And but here, for a woman to get that kind of destination, following the husband, it doesn't just come by being a wife. Does it come by just being a wife? Just being a wife, you get the same destination as a husband? Yes?
No, Prabhuji.
How does it come then?
The wife has to be in devotional service just like the husband.
Yeah, the wife has to save the husband. then only they can get the same destination. Just being a wife on a piece of paper doesn't actually help. We should follow what actually, I actually really enjoyed the class, Vishnupadi Mataji actually just 2 days ago. Very nicely, and it's very nice when Mataji speaks such katha, because sometimes when Prabhuji speak, then Mataji's and other people may say, oh, what kind of class they're giving, Are we second class, or why should we be not like husband? We are on equal platform. We are the same as them. We are working, they are working. But Mataji spoke very, very nicely, and I really enjoyed the class. And it's very nice when a Mataji speaks like this, coming from the word mouths of Matajis. So it was wonderful actually. So yes, it doesn't come just as one's right. It is not one's right. It is not a woman's right to get the destination of the husband just by being a wife on the piece of paper. You have to serve. We know that Mata Devahuti served. She served like she served very, very wonderfully. Devahuti served Kardam, and we know that it's mentioned in that same katha how Devahuti was saving. Very nicely she was saving. She was a princess, and she did not worry about her body even. She had all the hair became got together and formed some sort of hair locks or something like that. So jata, and then she was not worrying about her body. She was saving a sage. And so we can see that kind of service, and it's mentioned that she was saving just like Mata Parvati is saving Lord Shiva. Bhavani saving Bhavam. Bhavani saving Bhavan, it's mentioned there. So that kind of service is required. So if a woman wants to get the same destination as a devotee husband, then they have to serve. They have to give up the pride they should become humble and save the husband, and then they will be able to attain the destination of the husband. So that's a very important point. So tesham durapam kim twanyam. Even if someone is performing devotional service, neshkarmyam, the path of neshkarmyam, are they not able to attain Sargaloka? Can they go to Sargaloka? Can they?
No problem.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, they can. If they don't achieve perfection, what do? Automatically they go. They don't even have to actually desire to go to the Sargaloka. Let's say they are not able to attain perfection. So those people who are performing some devotional service and then they're not able to complete perfection and achieve perfection in devotional service, then they can go to the Sargaloka. Prapya punyakritam loka anushitva shashvati samaha suchinam shrimatam gehe yog brashto vijayate. So Prapya punyakritam loka, and they go to the higher planes and they enjoy without even doing something to actually attain, not doing punya karma, but that destination they attain just by devotional service. So by devotional service, incomplete devotional service, one can actually go to the Sargaloka. So we can see that the people who are performing devotional service, for them even Sargaloka is very easily attainable. Nishkarma actually can give them Sargaloka, and plus, if they do have to take bath, they will take bath in a better family so that they can continue devotional service. They don't have to worry about the money. They don't have to worry about the mortgage. They already have enough money. That's why Shrimatam, Suchi Nam means they are born in very great families who are actually following the religious principles. And also, if they have done quite a lot, then Atva Yoginam Eva Kule Bhauti Dhimatam Etad Dhi Durlaptaram Loke Janma Edidrisham. Then if they have almost attain perfection, but they could not fully attain, then in that case, they're able to get what? What kind of bed do they get?
Very elevated pious family.
Yeah, they're born in a family of devotees. The family of devotees. Atva yogina meva kule bhavati dhimatam. And yogis, transcendentalists who are actually knowledgeable, who can guide them and actually make their devotion more perfect. And like families of great devotees like this, Sri Prabhupada was born as the son of who? Who was Prabhupada's father? Gaur Mohan?
Gaur Mohan De.
Gaur Mohan De. And so he was a great devotee. So being born in such a family. Or Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami, born as the son of Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So we can see that there are so many things we learn from this verse. So what we'll do is we'll conclude here. We still have, I think we have got about 10 minutes, if I'm right. So yes, we can have some questions or comments. So anyone has any questions or comments? Anyone?
Yes, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, just one question.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Dhruv Maharaj's both mothers were able to go to the higher planets, or just one of them?
Suruchi was not Suruchi, actually Suniti, his own mother was actually following him, as we see in the Srimad Bhagavatam. So, because she was the one who actually guided Dhruv Maharaj to follow that path. Because which mother will say that to a 5-year-old child that you can go to the forest? Which mother will do now? Like in Kali Yuga, will there be any mother who will say to a 5-year-old child, okay, go to the forest, whatever your stepmother is saying is right, that Lord can, you go, first you worship the Lord, and then ask for the benediction to have me, Suruchi saying me as the mother. And then when you are born from a womb, then you become the son of the king and the queen as well. Now you are the son of the king, but not the queen. So and then he said, go and worship, and then that Lord can actually give you that right to sit on the throne. And then he just went to the mother, and mother said yes. Mother was not at all envious. Mother said yes, whatever your stepmother is saying is true. You go and worship Vishnu. And she goes to worship Vishnu in the forest, and a 5-year-old child, and then the mother actually guided the son, and that's why she became qualified. And she was a devotee, of course. Otherwise, why would she say that? And she had so much faith in Lord. Yes, Lord can actually make this possible. And she had the faith. And then she is following Dhruv Maharaj. It is Suniti, not Suruchi, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much for joining us from so far away, from Canada. Haribol. Thank you so much. So thank you so much for always bringing our program. Hare Krishna Raj Prabhu. Thank you so much. Anyone else? If you do not have questions, you can say what you have learned. Some important things that you have learned. What are some of the things that you learned? How do you compare the devatas with the? Why do you think they consider this going of Archi to higher position as some very, very glorious thing, or something to be glorified? Anything that you learn?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Dandavad Pranam. Thank you. Thank you very much for your nice class and sharing so much of information on this real meaning of liberation. Naishkarmyam, real meaning of Naishkarmyam. So thanks for that. So just you were mentioning, Prabhu, that if somebody who the devotional practice is not perfect, he goes to the higher planets, and then after millions of years, again he takes birth in a good family, and ultimately takes birth in the family of devotees. So just my question was, is that always the final step? Like the so ultimately, unless you're born in the family of devotees, so unless you read that final step, that is, you have to read that final step to go back to Godhead. Is that right understanding, or is that not correct? That is,
No,
finally,
not.
you have to take birth in the family of devotees to go back, like after going through all those process. Is that the final step, or?
No, Prabhuji, no. It's not a requirement. It's not that you have to take birth in a family of devotees. That's not a requirement. We can see there are so many examples in the scriptures. We see Prahlad Maharaj was not born in a family of devotees. Mrigari was not born in a family of devotees. Shabri was not born in a family of devotees. Naraji, in one of the lives, he was not born in the family of devotees. So he was Dasi Putra, and then he became Naraji. So there are so many examples. Nishad Raj was not born in a family of devotees. He was, Nishad. He was, very, low birth. So it doesn't mean that you have to be born in a family of devotees, but the thing is, you have to be in a purified state in order to go to the spiritual world. And then we can see that in all these cases, someone got a mercy of the Lord directly or the Lord's devotee. And that is more important. Because being guided, see, Prahlad was not a devotee, but he was guided by Naraji, so by a pure devotee. That's more important. So you don't. If one goes to the Swarga Loka, and they can come down, and they can be born in a family of pious people and rich people, and then they can actually they can actually attain perfection in that birth. By strong determination, they can attain perfection, or they can take a few more births and be maybe born in a family of devotees and then go, or they can someone can be just born in a family of devotees and quickly achieve perfection in the same birth. So it's very different, because the thing is, one has to get to that platform, which Lord Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, in the 15th chapter. Is it 15th chapter? Where Lord Krishna says, Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kamaha dvandvair vimukta sukha dukkha sange kachantya mudha padam avyayam. That Lord Krishna gives the qualifications of a person who becomes eligible to go to the spiritual world. So yes, Prabhuji, sorry if I've taken too long, but the thing is, anyone in this life, in one life, can achieve perfection. You don't have to be born in a family of devotees. Even if you are not born in a family of devotees, we see a lot of the devotees in ISKCON, they were not born in the family of devotees. Isn't it true? Even if you look at sannyasis, was Tamal Krishna Maharaj born in a family of devotees? Was he was such a great devotee, and there's so many others. You look at their background, where they born in the family of devotees. Some of them were, of course, born in the family of devotees. Prabhupada was, but not all of the disciples were sannyasis now. Yes, Prabhuji?
Yeah, no, thank you, Prabhu. No, I think that clarified. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Anyone else? Okay, so thank you all the devotees. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Shri Radha Girdhari Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Gaunitaya Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Sitaram Lakshman Bhakt Hanuman ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Samaved Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyaya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Praise Madhav Govinda Prabhu ki
Prabhu ki
jai.
jai.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat pranam.
Dandavat pranam, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you all the devotees. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Guruji. Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat pranam, Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat pranam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Sudhar Mataji. Dandavat pranam, Hare Krishna. Once again, all the devotees, thank you so much. Dandavat pranam. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Jai.